All right, so they're separate tonight. They've been trying to find their own identities, even though they're only 1 minute apart, and they've done everything together. They're very competitive. Tail of the tape.
And only 1 letter apart in their,
yeah.
their name as well. And there you see the vast difference in age. That certainly has to work to Charlo's advantage. As always, he has another big height advantage. That seems to be the case in every fight that he fights. And with that height advantage goes a reach advantage. So he's going to have the physical advantages over Joseph De Los Santos here tonight. So we take a look at the California rules now for this fight. There is no standing 8 count nor 3 knockdown rule. A fighter can be saved here in California by the bell in the last round only. And the referee or the doctor can stop the fight. So that can be different as well, either the ref or the doctor. And again, accidental foul rule, they'll go to the scorecards after the 4th round if a stoppage is forced.
Our ring announcer has further details. Ray Flores, take it away, sir.
And now, boxing fans, we have 8 rounds scheduled in the junior middleweight division. It is being sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Your 3 judges scoring this contest are Max DeLuca, Thomas Taylor, and Fritz Werner. Your referee in charge when the bell sounds is Raul Caiz Jr. Introducing first, fighting to my left out of the red corner. He comes in wearing black, red, and white. His official weight, 155 pounds. This 31-fight veteran enters the ring with a record of 16 wins, 12 defeats, 3 bouts even, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Nagua, Dominican Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joseph De Los Santos. And his opponent fighting to my right out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing black and red. His official weight, 155 pounds. His record is unblemished, 16 wins, including 12 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Houston, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jermall, the Hitman Charlo. And here to give instructions, Raul Caiz Jr.
Fighter, Chief second only, please. Chief second only. Just a little lower. Protector. Mouthpiece. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect. Good, clean fight. Ya recibieron las instrucciones que era una pelea limpia. Legal punches here on the touch gloves. Good luck to both of you. Buena suerte los dos.
All right, Jermall Charlo. This is his 7th fight in 2013. He says he's trying to catch up with his brother Jermall, who has 22 fights, so he's got 6 to go. You know, his brother started earlier, so it's been part of that competitive thing with the siblings.
Right, and he said the competition even goes to their Twitter accounts. He's trying to catch up on Twitter. I loved his Twitter handle, which was Future of Boxing. So that's so help him out tonight so, yeah, he can catch his bro.
And his brother makes reference of the relationship. His handle is Twin Charlo. So there it is again.
It's all right. The style is well established by Charlo. He uses it every fight. It's a very patient style, stand-up stance, long left jab. He has a very good left hand. His jab is quick, it is strong, and it is long.
I was going to say very lengthy, which is a great tool to be able to keep the aggressors at bay. So he's got Joseph De Los Santos is going to have a tough time tonight trying to penetrate and try to find a way around that jab. He came in confident. I'm talking about De Los Santos. And Charlo agreed. He says he's got nothing to lose, and that's what that's a typical day. Hard work. He's going to come in here and try to shock everyone.
Well, he has fought some very good fighters. In fact, he's taken a couple of them the distance. J. Leon Love, for example, who he fought last year in Las Vegas. They went the distance in that while losing. Glenn Tapia, a tough, hard-nosed kid. They fought him in New York and took him the distance as well. And since that Tapia fight, Joseph De Los Santos has reeled off 3 knockouts in a row. So that's the reason for his confidence here tonight. But maybe perhaps at the age of 36, he's figured things out.
And he's trying to figure out that lengthy jab, trying to step around it, throwing a jab of his own or left hook, sort of jab hook, and in between. So obviously, he's going to have to move to his left to try to throw that hook or use his left as well. Fight around that. Now he goes the opposite direction.
You can just see that Charlo is well schooled. I love his balance when he throws punches. He never seems to be off balance. That long, quick jab, he works completely off of that.
Focus is there. Targeting in there on De Los Santos.
In 2010 and 2011, though, he just really, this year he's fighting all over the place. I think this is his 7th fight, right, this year?
Him, yeah, 7th.
And, but in 2010 and 2011, each of those years, he fought only 1 time. Which for a young fighter, that's a killer. You know, you should be in that ring. But he said he was going through all kinds of stuff, managerial-wise, etc., looking for the right situation and everything, and watching his brother fight and being jealous of that.
Well, you can expect to see a lot more action coming up in round 2.
All right, exciting fights tonight and always on Golden Boy Live. Tell us what you think and join our conversations by using the hashtag Golden Boy Live. And of course, follow us on Twitter and Instagram using the handle Golden Boy Boxing. Get some behind the scenes pics and all the latest information. And of course, Mario and Rich, I know that you guys are competing on Twitter. Use the hashtag to get those guys talking as well.
No punch, step back.
Yeah, in fact, Jermall told us, please give out my handle so I can catch up with my brother.
And I want you guys to know that I followed both of you yesterday. Mario and Jessica.
Thank you, sir. That would be Mario NBC LA, by the way.
All right, let's see if Charlo tries to pick up the pace. But, you know, we talked a little bit about the fact that he doesn't necessarily throw at a high pace. And you take a look at those CompuBox numbers, and those will pick up as the fight bears on.
Yeah, CompuBox stats tonight brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track their stats, and win. That's a Throwdown.
And I asked Charlo if people try to get him to speed up that pace. And he says, yeah, everybody does. Because I'm going to fight the way that I feel comfortable in there because it works.
Well, if you're 16-0, something's working. So, as they say, it's not broken. As he continues to use that piston-like jab. Keep De Los Santos away. De Los Santos, a late bloomer.
Here's that jab getting to work now for Charlo, who comes from Houston, a great fight area, so many champions in and around that area of Houston. I asked him if he was a Houston Texans fan, and he said, yes, I am. And I said, well, what's up with those guys? And he just hung his head and shook his head.
And if you're from Houston, who else is going to be your trainer? Ronnie Shields, of course. That's who happens to be in his corner, along with Harlib and Danny Arnold.
Ronnie's been in the corner of so many prominent fighters, world champions.
So effective.
Well, anybody that fights Charlo is going to have to as he goes along of how to avoid that. I mean, how to get by it. Are you going to slip it? Are you going to get underneath it? Are you going to try to smother him so he can't get the jab off? People are going to have to plan for that.
But also, you got to follow up that jab. Let's see if we can do that when we come back.
Look at that jab at work by Jermall Charlo. He utilizes it in every fight. It's his biggest weapon. Everything works off of that jab.
And as I said, now let's see if he can follow up that jab. There are some combinations. So far, he's just been using that one punch to kind of keep control of this fight. Here's an interesting stat, Rich. Every time that Joseph De Los Santos has fought against an undefeated fighter, he has lost. So, and if that trend continues,
he just suffered that first knockdown. Quick little short punch. Not a serious knockdown, but it definitely was one.
adjustment can De Los Santos make at this point to try to make that jab so effective or less effective in this case?
Well, the question is, can he make the adjustment? And to me, you know, he would want to get smaller in that ring. You know, he fights a stand-up style, and fighting a stand-up style is, unfortunately for him, running right into that jab.
So he would have to start throwing some punches inside there.
Yeah, he'd want to get smaller, and try to get close to Charlo if he could. Getting past that jab is very difficult, though.
Oh, now he threw that right. There's a good combination, and he really made De Los Santos feel that he just stopped him in his tracks. There he is again, relentless with that jab. It's so much better when he follows up.
I'm here. Let him go. Break. Box.
He's got that huge tattoo across his chest, heart of a lion. That's Charlo there.
No point. Stop.
I think De Los Santos is really, the accumulation of those jabs is beginning to tell in this round.
He just can't get out of the way.
No,
he just can't shake him off. And there it is, a left and a right.
His best chance would be, of course, to be able to get on the chest of Charlo. But to do that, you've got to get close. And he cannot get close because he can't get by it, because he can't fight a smaller man's fight. I mean, he just can't get low and go in and get underneath the jab. And he certainly doesn't appear to be capable of slipping it side to side. And now Charlo having a little fun in there.
Showboating a little bit.
Yep. See Charlo swinging that left hand around. That's an old Thomas Hearns trick that Tommy used to do before he'd unload that right hand. End of the round, the one in which Charlo really took command of this fight, including a knockdown that was, I'm not sure if it was really a knockdown. I said at the time I thought it was a knockdown, but we'll take a look at it if we can, as we can see Ronnie Shields right in front of him.
But he's trying to duck into it. He's trying to duck away from everything now. Okay? But the jab is just too good for him. Good for you.
All right, let's take a look at it now. Well, there's a little bit of an exchange. It was called immediately as a knockdown. So whether it was or not, I think it showed that De Los Santos is beginning here to wilt somewhat.
Absolutely. All right, well, Fox Sports 1 will be back here at Fantasy Springs Casino on the 24th, featuring Antonio Orozco coming in with a perfect 8-0 record, or 18-0 record, I should say. And then on the 30th, it's a Super Bowl edition on January the 30th from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Victor Ortiz fighting against Luis Colasso.
Oh, that's going to be a good one, man. I like the looks of that. Ortiz is always, you never know what to expect with an Ortiz fight. They always seem to surprise you. And Colasso's been a really solid fighter for many years now.
Now, obviously in this fight, Joseph De Los Santos has not been able to even penetrate, has not been able to neutralize that jab, has not, you know, except for maybe this exchange here, hasn't really been able to hit Charlo. Why is Charlo so reluctant to throw combinations?
This is really a repeat of some of the fights that he's had. I mean, you know, almost every time I see him, this is what he does. I mean, this is just the way he fights. I mentioned you kind of get him drunk with that left jab. You make him eat enough of those jabs, enough of that leather, to where they finally begin to submit to it, wilt from it, and then you take him out in the lake and drown him.
From a spectator or fan point of view, if you like technical fighting, is this the type of fight that you like?
Well, I think a lot of people will be impatient with Jermall.
And there he is. They're going to like that.
Sure.
As he throws that overhead right.
That eventually is always the story, though.
So you wait, pick the right moment, and that is the end result then.
And now he's really doing damage with the left jab.
Oh, yeah.
He wobbled him with a left jab.
De Los Santos is visibly hurt, losing his pants, as a matter of fact, and losing his balance, everything. Now Charlo is on the attack. He can sense this fight can finish quickly if he keeps this up. There it is, that beautiful left, rocks his head. And now De Los Santos is just grabbing on for dear life.
I think the referee's going to need to pick up his trunks here a little, or we're going to have an X-rated show in a matter of moments.
He tried that right over the top. This time,
there you go.
Thank you there for that wardrobe adjustment.
Oh, Cadiz Jr. I don't know if he heard us or not, but we're all thankful for that.
Now Charlo is just headhunting here.
See, now he's at the point where he can hurt with the jab.
And willing to throw that right as we approach the end of round 4.
No. Break.
All right, Charlo really took command in that last round. That overhand right followed by the left hand. You see the little bit of the wobble with the legs. And then finally the overhand right. Charlo throws that looping right hand, and he's able to get away with it. At least at this stage of his career he is, and he scored a knockdown there with it.
Plus he's so tall. Most of the time, you know, he's punching downward.
And De Los Santos came back to his corner, and his cornermen were looking at him like, do you want us to stop the fight? And he got angry at them, actually. And when the referee, Raul Cadiz Jr., came over, he kind of almost chased him out of the corner. So he wants to keep going.
So there it is, another right, spectacular. And down goes De Los Santos. And this referee is saying there will be no more. I've seen enough. Raul Cadiz Jr. called it immediately. A beautifully timed right there by Jermall Charlo. Fantastic right, can put an end to this fight now. He's at 17-0 with 13 knockouts, now closer to 80% knockout percentage. And he says, that's my advantage over my brother. He's got about a 50% ratio. Mine is above 75. Let's watch it again. Wow.
All right, well, he set him up the whole fight, basically, with left hands. And there it was again, the left, the right crossing right over it. He crossed right over his left. See, brought it back, brought it right back, and that was it. Right hand, straight right. This is what Charlo does.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's you lull them, you kind of hypnotize them with that left, and just when you have them all ready for you, boom, you strike.
You get a little bit mesmerized and hypnotized by that left hand. You start looking for it, and then that right is behind it.
Yeah, baby.
Good power when he shows it, when he flashes. I think a lot of fans probably would like to see him, get started a little early, press down on the pedal a little early. But he's getting wins and he's getting knockouts, even if they're coming, midway or later in the fight. So, how can you argue with undefeated?
No, you can't. Perfection. You can't mess with that. This is a guy that keeps his weight. He's a full-time athlete. He says he weighs himself every day. He doesn't want any surprises at the end of camp. He's always well prepared. Of course, he's young, only 23 years of age. And he just wants to keep this going.
Yeah, and he and his brother, they're pushing each other. As they say, as twins, we're close, but we are competitive.
Strength in numbers.
All right, let's take a look. There you see, early in the fight, round 1, just what Charlo does, goes right to work with that left jab. You see it is long, and it is quick, and it is damaging. And you eat enough of those, that is just a tremendous jab. And it's round after round, it's the same thing. But at some point, if he keeps throwing that right hand, as you saw there, little one to the side of the head, just enough to cause the knockdown. Right and the left combination, that one wobbled De Los Santos, and you can see that he was in trouble. And now Charlo is willing to open up. Moving into the 5th round, Charlo totally confident now, he's got his man, waiting for the opportunity. There it was, came quickly in the round, overhand right, down he goes, end of fight.
Man, complete domination. Tonight's CompuBox numbers are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win. Overwhelming.
Yeah, and the high percentage of that, of course, would be the jabs that were thrown. The vast majority of punches thrown by Charlo were jabs, and he is on target.
All right, let's go to Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 29 seconds of the 5th round for your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Jermall, the Hitman Charlo.
That's a pop. And Jacob, baby. Let's get it.
Wow, Charlo did it again. He just complete domination tonight from beginning to end. It was perfect.